The Disney Vibes Podcast, talking insider tips, tricks, and pixie dust. For the most magical place on earth, here's Andrew and Heather.
Once again, hello everybody. Welcome to the Disney Vibes Podcast. This is episode number 6. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Heather.
And it is official. The 50th anniversary has kicked off at Walt Disney World, effectively October 1st. Very excited. You know, if you look at all the socials, Heather, there's a lot. And before I get into that, I want to make sure we talked about all of our content brought to you by Magical Destinations Travel. BookMDTravel.com. Check that out. One of our magical agents will be with you to assist you in planning your vacation. There's no obligation for a free quote and no cost to you ever. And if you do like all of our content, please provide feedback, a rating on whatever platform you are getting our voices into your speakers, whether it be Apple, Google, Spotify, Pocket Casts. We truly appreciate your support. So the 50th anniversary kicked off. We did get to see some of the previews last week with Harmonious, the new show that debuted at Epcot.
Right. And
Disney Enchantment, which is now at Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And before, you know, I mean, if you're looking at all the socials and all the boards, the Diz, everybody, there's a lot of people that are complaining. They don't like change. People do not like change, and it's inevitable. Change is inevitable.
Right.
And I don't know how to tell people, like, okay, you didn't like it when it went from Wishes to Happily Ever After.
Right.
You know, you didn't like it from, I'm drawing a blank, Illuminations to Epcot Forever. It's change. I get it, you know, and when we look at the shows, the previews, the live streams, I mean, Disney's live stream, it was okay. It wasn't great.
I wasn't impressed, honestly. I thought it was someone just, you know, with their phone or whatnot. But, I mean, whatever. I mean, we didn't have to get that preview, but we did, and it was nice.
Agreed. I mean, it was great there, but we're talking about Disney. Disney does everything right. I mean, I understand they lost billions. I believe the number was $7 billion because of the pandemic,
mm-hmm.
which is a massive amount of money, and they obviously have shareholders they need to answer to. But you would think with all the technology and all the greatness that Disney does or has the ability to do, that the camera shots and everything with the live streams would have been much more powerful. But I would say there's a lot of influencers out there that did a much better job filming the previews and everything. So
right.
I don't know. They're getting a lot of feedback, not very positive in regards to all of the new shows. I will say, looking at the Harmonious show, and obviously when you see it in person, it's going to be a completely different effect.
Sure.
There's no justice that watching it on a screen can do. It's as simple as that. So everything we say, you know, we have not had the opportunity to view it in person yet. And I'm sure it's going to tug at the heartstrings. You know, there's the music that people for the Disney Enchantment show was simply phenomenal, the way that the music was done. Someone I heard or read that Harmonious is kind of World of Color collides with Illumination. So World of Color is the show out at Pixar Pier, out in Disneyland. It's a phenomenal show. And then with Illuminations, people were huge fans of Illuminations prior to Epcot Forever. So we'll have to see what, everybody's going to have their own opinion. It's as simple as that.
Well, I think it will all, it'll come down to whether or not I cry watching it.
Well, I think that's a given no matter what. If I had to bet the odds on that one, folks, I think Heather would be crying. But the shows have been released. The crowds have been there. Nothing.
The crowds have been at capacity.
Right. They've kind of been out. And here's the thing. You see and you hear on the, not on the news, but if you're a big Disney fan like us, you're seeing all of the crowds in there. There are some instances where I'm just appalled with what people are doing. Whether they're, and I feel bad for the cast members, they're spitting on cast members. They're fighting over merchandise on October 1st in stores. Come on, people. We are all human beings. We're all Disney fans, and Disney will gladly produce more.
Right.
Just to make some money. So I don't think if I don't get a special T-shirt on October 1st, that same T-shirt will look exactly the same and feel the same on October
21st
or January 5th, whatever it may be.
Right.
I think that we do have to remember that we're all human beings, and
Golden rule.
There's treat others as you want to be treated. The decency, the cast members are there to support,
to help make your trip, your experience, the best and most magical it can be, because you are in the most magical place on earth.
Right.
And that's just irony there. I don't like it.
Right. So there's a lot going on at Disney World. The food, all the food that we've talked about in the last couple of weeks, that
my gosh,
that has been out. The reviews are in. I know we talked about Space 220, but Steakhouse 71, phenomenal. They say it's like signature dining at a table service price point. So that means everybody will really be hightailing it over to there.
Sure.
Again, Steakhouse 71 is at the Contemporary Resort. So that got great reviews. And then all the snacks and everything. I mean, I did hear there were people waiting on lines for popcorn buckets. If you think about that popcorn bucket stand right next to Cinderella's castle, the line was just, someone filmed it. It was incredible. It had to be 2 hours. I can't wait 2 hours for a popcorn bucket. But then I think in my head at the same time, there are people that may not be going to Disney World frequently. So that could be, it's their vacation. That's it.
Right.
This could be it for 3 years. I don't know. So it's perspective on everything with people. If you live in Florida, you obviously have hopefully the luxury of having an annual pass, and you can attend whenever you want and get a popcorn bucket when you can walk right up. That's what it comes down to. But the 50th has been going well. I know we spent a lot of time talking about it. It's exciting, and of course, it's going over the next 18 months. There's a ton of news that did come out over the past few weeks, or I should say just the past week since we last spoke to you. And I don't want to go into length about everything. I mean, I know our goal and our focus has been the 50th. We're not going to have another topic today just because I wanted to talk about the fireworks and the enchantment show. And I think we've given our opinions. Again, I want people just to understand the company lost close to $7 billion. We're shareholders. That's how I know that. So $7 billion, that's a lot of money. That's an excuse to not do anything. I mean, Disney Plus kept them afloat. I don't want to say afloat, but a little bit better than we expected with subscribership. But $7 billion is a lot of money to lose. And Disney could have just said, we're not doing anything for the 50th. We're just going to do like a birthday cake. But now, instead, they're celebrating it for 18 months.
Right.
They've renovated. I mean, we're getting things. I know as fans, we're frustrated that they keep taking away Fast Pass and the extra, magic hours or evening hours and all of those things. They've taken them away to a degree, and we feel like, Photo Pass, all that stuff, the annual pass changes, they've taken away, and we feel like they just kept taking. But we do have to keep in perspective that they lost that massive amount of money, and they are a business, and they need to, they just need to recoup some of their funds. And they did. I mean, they are spending money. You think about the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser Hotel, which we'll get to in a little bit. That's opening. We've got news. I mean, look at the 50th anniversary, all of the gold statues that have come. I mean, nothing's free in life. So they've done that. Steakhouse 71's been renovated. The Poly was renovated, all their rooms. The Contemporary's been renovated. Tron Light Cycle is getting closer to conclusion of opening up at Magic Kingdom. We're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. I am Groot. And, that coaster will be opening at Epcot. So they are spending money, and there's more news to come out.
Right.
And remember, we're talking Disney as a brand as a whole. I mean, Disney Cruise Line is still not
Oh, my God.
100%.
Right. No.
So I think as fans, we have to
be considerate of the fact that we all have experienced a pandemic, and whether or not it affects us personally, but it affects businesses, and especially a business that was thriving on people attending. I mean,
right. We got to cut them a little slack to a degree. Listen, I have no problem critiquing Disney, but I think critique and feedback in a positive way is much more powerful and impactful than just going off on a tangent with them where, I'm like a crybaby, for lack of a better term. So as we talk about Here's What's Happening, we have some news. DVC, pardon me, they are revealing enhanced and expanded accommodations. So DVC people, if you are a DVC member, they are expanding the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. It's been a favorite. We know it's like the flagship resort. And they have shared a first look at the room that guests can vacation in beginning in summer of 2022. There's about 200 new studios at Grand Floridian, and it's going to be the villas, and they're deluxe studios. They're going to have 1 and 2 bedroom ones, and the planned expansion enhancements will provide guests with more opportunities to make magical vacation memories together with, again, Magic Kingdom, which we talked about last week. That's one of those Magic Kingdom resorts, so it's right nearby. So that's a positive with the Grand Floridian. I know that Heather and I spoke last week, and it's not one of our fan favorites, I would say, out of the Magic Kingdom resorts at this time. Obviously, our opinions can change, but we have, everybody's got their own kind of resort that tugs to their heartstring. So, but DVC fans, there are a lot more accommodations coming that will be available for you at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. So what else is going on is at Epcot, we know that they're updating the park. We know Remy's Ratatouille Adventure officially opened up with the virtual queue on October 1st, and La Crêperie de Paris in the newly expanded France Pavilion in the World Showcase. And Disney's given us they gave Harmonious on World Showcase Lagoon. So that's all happening. New stuff at Epcot. And we got official word that, and I believe we put this out on the socials, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind will be opening in 2022. So that's their new coaster. Very excited. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I was a big fan of the movies.
So that was the thing I was just saying. I watched parts of them. I can't say I'm well versed in them, but
Volume 1, Volume 2, awesome mixtape.
Yeah, what is he, like the guy from the 80s or 90s?
Oh, yeah, great music.
So,
great music.
And then I do know there's what? The Groot, I am Groot.
I am Groot.
And then there's the raccoon guy.
Rocket.
Okay. And that's all.
Xandar.
Well, Xandar and the green girl.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Drawing a blank on her name.
The one thing that I saw, yes, this is opening in 2022. And it's a new roller coaster in the fact that it is one of its one of its kind, as in it's the first roller coaster that I believe will be going backwards. Hold on, let me see. Because it's called Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And it's one of the first roller coasters in Disney history that is going to first also feature the first reverse launch onto the roller coaster in Disney history and the longest enclosed coasters in the world. Now, the one thing that I worry about this for myself, because I know how I am with rides, is that it rotates 360 degrees as you keep going. And I'm a type of person who can't do circle-like rides, but I can do roller coasters. But you know what? I'm just going to have to take my Dramamine and suck it up.
Yeah, and it says it's very family-friendly adventure. So it's going to be, I don't know what the height restrictions will be. I would say a minimum 40 inches. Could be more, like it would spin with Rock and Roller Coaster at 48.
Right.
But I'm sure we'll find out more. But that's cool that it's launching backwards. It's completely enclosed.
Right.
It's going to be definitely a massive experience. It's going to match the scale and the adventure of the Guardians of the Galaxy films if you're big fans. Again, something that's coming as you start to plan your trip. You could obviously reach out to one of our agents, and they will be able to tell you more about Guardians of the Galaxy. And when we have a hard opening date, we will be sure to pass that on to you.
Of course.
They started releasing pricing on Star Wars Galactic Cruiser, and we're going to talk more about this next week as well. But the first voyages on the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser begin March 1st, 2022, and bookings will be opening up October 28th. If you're a huge Star Wars fan, please reach out to us so we can get you set up if you are intending to go on the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser at Walt Disney World experience next year.
But really quick,
Yeah.
I think we need to say kind of like what it is, because it's a thing of its own. So for me to kind of describe it, I'd say it's almost like a cruise ship, but it's just 2 days. And it's not physically moving.
No.
But it's a, I guess you could say it's a Star Cruiser. So
It's the theming of it.
Right.
It's definitely its first of kind vacation experience. It's going to go beyond anything Disney's created before.
Right.
You know, guests will become the hero of their own Star Wars story during a 2-night adventure. So it's only 2 nights, traveling the galaxy in style aboard the Star Cruiser, and eventually making their way to the Outer Rim for a planet-side excursion to Batuu. So they're going to get to make their way into the galaxy, maybe as a member of the Resistance, and by learning the ancient ways of the Jedi lightsabers. So it's very Star Wars themed, and they have a, I don't want to say strict, but there's a very detailed itinerary with what you would be doing on the Galactic Star Cruiser. So it's a mix of, like you said, a hotel and a cruise. You know, because there are some, I believe there's meals included. So it's going to be a mix in that regard. I don't know. I mean, there's, you know, DVC members, Golden Oak residents, Club 33, Visa card, Disney Visa, Disney pass holders are going to get, you know, to book prior, you know, as part of the early booking before we can book all of our clients, you know, for when you're eligible. But there'll be more details about that. The pricing was kind of released. You know, with that, I'm just looking, yeah. We'll know more because we have an agent webcast coming up to attend to.
Right.
But it seems like it's going to be a definitely fun experience for those, especially those Star Wars fans. It's going to be a lot of fun, looking forward to that, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. Another thing that came out, we know that they were designing all different kinds of magic bands, you know, and I wasn't sure if with Genie Plus and everything, if magic bands were going to be a thing of the past because of the mobile, your phone, the readers, everything like that. I wasn't sure if they were going to continue magic bands, and we didn't go crazy because they're not including magic bands with your reservations anymore. So, you have to buy them.
Right. And, you know, before we actually went on our trip in the summer, we were even looking at them, and there was talk that people thought that they were going to be a thing of the past. And we were just trying to figure out, you know, like, why would you get rid of them? Because it's so convenient to have everything you really need right at your disposal right there. And another thing that I really liked about the magic bands too, God forbid you lose a child, you can, you know, they can go to a cast member and they can, you know, obviously help you or help your child get back to you because they'll have all your information and stuff. So I was very skeptical and I don't know, I want to say worried, but I was just like, I don't see why they would get rid of them because there's so many more benefits. I was looking at maybe just the cost because, yes, they lost billions of dollars. But I am very impressed with the new features and layouts, and I want one for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, and thinking about that, part of the experience, I get they don't want to provide them for free anymore. There's the basic colors and the chips. Things cost money, and the chips could be a problem with everything that was shut down, getting those chips for the readers, for the bands themselves. But I understand they want to give them for free, so I'm kind of happy that they are including them. Like you said, I understand there's the benefits with the, you know, for the kids and everything. Cast members can scan. I like the fact that it really lets the kids have some control of the vacation. I know Jameson, our little one, loves scanning his band to get into the park.
He is so proud.
Or when FastPass was around, he loved scanning it. So you just don't give them the opportunity to charge to your room. But other than that, they have a good time with them. And Magic Band Plus, so they're not getting rid of it because Magic Band Plus will debut in 2022 at Walt Disney World Resort as part of the 50th anniversary celebration. And looking at this Magic Band, it's almost like one I'd want just because I love it's the statue of Walt and Mickey. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah. It's almost like I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have the time or anything, but it definitely channels like a smart wearable type deal. And then, you know, you have the really beautiful, you have that that 50th feel with the blue and the iridescent vibe. And then you have, did you see the Epcot one, the white one?
Yeah, I'm looking at that now.
That one's cool too.
There's a lot, and they're trying. This is their next generation wearable technology, Magic Band Plus. So again, Disney is giving us something
new.
It's going to still have that convenience factor for us, and hands-free for park entry and guest entry, retail, dining, photo pass. It's going to have all those features, and then there's going to be a lot more functionality. So as we look at what's coming with Magic Band Plus, after guests enter a theme park, the Magic Band Plus will come alive at various times with color-changing lights, haptic vibrations, and gesture recognition. The wearable will allow guests to engage with favorite Disney moments in new ways, including you can play like a bounty hunter in a galaxy far, far away and find virtual bounties throughout Black Spire Outpost in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios. It'll let you interact with the Disney's Fab 50 character collection, all those golden sculptures we mentioned previously. And there'll be you'll be able to experience the nighttime spectaculars in a new way, as the band will light up and complement the magic in the skies, including the new Harmonious at Epcot and Disney Enchantment at Magic Kingdom Park. That's amazing that they're able to do that.
I can envision it kind of like if you watch a Super Bowl show and, you don't have the people that are kind of part of the show that are on the field, and then whatever they're holding, like, syncs with, like, the lighting and that.
Right.
I can kind of see that happening. Amazing.
It's crazy. So they will be available for purchase next year. There'll be a discounted pre-arrival price, just like there are for current Magic Bands. And then the current Magic Bands will continue to be available. So it's not like you have to go to Magic Band Plus, but it is an option. Maybe we'll just do it. Leave the kids off. They don't need to know that. And then Disney Magic Mobile Service will also be available. So Disney's doing it to expand your experience for the world's most magical celebration, the 50th anniversary. So again, cool things coming. I mean, I know it's a I don't want to say a money grab, could seem that way. Remember, your old Magic Bands will work for a certain time. If you have any questions, Disney, the Disney cast members on the support lines can let you know if in fact the batteries have gone down in those chips or not. But it's cool. It's definitely cool, and something that you can perhaps look forward to. I want to talk about Epcot. Epcot's new neighborhoods have officially debuted for the 50th, how they've kind of, I don't want to say expanded, restructured.
Well, reimagined's nice too.
Right, that's because of the Imagineers. So you still have World Showcase, but now we have World Nature, World Celebration, and World Discovery, which have officially debuted as part of the 50th anniversary festivities. So they're really trying to tie the park all together.
So I almost feel like this is like how Magic Kingdoms breaks it up into all their lands, Fantasyland, Adventureland, but now we're seeing Epcot spin on it. So I think that's cool.
Yeah. As part of the transformation, Epcot's Future World is no more, and it's replaced with these three new neighborhoods: World Celebration, World Nature, and World Discovery. So Showcase stays the same,
right?
And they're going to, Showcase will pair with those new neighborhoods, and it's going to continue to exist. It's definitely cool. It's going to have the four neighborhoods, and it says that all of the World Showcase, World Celebration, World Nature, World Discovery are filled with new experiences rooted in authenticity and innovation that take guests to new destinations where the real is made fantastic in a celebration of curiosity, discovery, and the magic of possibility. I feel like that's exactly Walt's vision.
Absolutely. And actually, Andrew, I'm going to go off real quick. If what we watched last week, the behind the scenes celebration of
right, we had talked about that. Yep. The 50th anniversary.
The 50th anniversary. But if you were just to watch that, and then all this stuff ties in together, you get really, just a feel of Walt's vision and how actually it kind of pivoted, I guess you could say, a little bit, but it still deep down has his ultimate goal of being a place where it's all creativity and imagination. And Andrew, what does Epcot stand for? Because I couldn't remember what it was.
Prototype, type of community for tomorrow or something.
Yes.
I can't remember. I never remember all the acronyms.
No,
for
but I just thought it was amazing that someone came up with that and they just called it Epcot. So
experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Wow.
I always just call it Epcot because of that E in the beginning.
Right.
But it's the, experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Walt's vision, see in the future.
Absolutely.
It's great stuff. But so we know, excuse me, all of the updates that have come into World Showcase with the France Pavilion. They did update in France Pavilion. A lot of people were fans of the classic Impressions de France film, and that's now joined by the Beauty and the Beast sing-along out there in the France Pavilion. But World Celebration's going to have, we know Creation Shop and Club Cool, Dreamers Point. We had talked about those on a previous episode. World Nature is going to have the Awesome Planet film in the land. Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, is going to be there. And then World Discovery obviously has Space 220 Restaurant and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind's coming. So a lot coming. You can kind of see these plans. We'll put it in the show notes. Walt Disney's Imagineering presents the Epcot Experience. You can see what's coming, how they see the park's future post-transformation as it continues to evolve. So very cool stuff there that's happening at Epcot with the new reimagining, as we had said. If you haven't had the chance to look at Harmonious or Enchantment, check out all of the socials. There are tons of people that have been looking, that filmed it, and you can see different people's perspectives. And again, like we mentioned previously in the show, it's tough to view it versus being there in person. Like Heather would say, she gets all the feels with those, with being there versus just viewing it. I mean, right. Braden was the only one that watched stuff with us. The other two kind of didn't, it's not that they didn't care. It's just that they didn't have the attention span that Braden had. We'll have a lot more news next week to cover in regarding the Disney 50th as it continues on, and we'll keep posted on the crowds and everything. We're going to have some other plans of what's happening. Heather, anything else you want to touch base on?
I want to say that's kind of it. Just always check out our socials where we're posting the latest news as well as tips and tricks with all things Disney. So with that said, you can find us over at on Instagram, Magical Destinations Travel Co., Facebook, Magical Destinations Travel, Twitter, Magical Dest Trav, and then any travel information, be sure to check out our website, bookmdtravel.com.
Yeah, and with specials and everything, Disney hasn't released too many pricey points. I know we talked about dining plan and everything last week, so we'll absolutely keep you informed as that information comes out. There really hasn't been many specials released for 2022 yet. They're trying to get through, I think, the holiday season, which is completely very hard to come by availability if you're still looking to try to, grab the magic during the winter recess for the kids or the holiday season. It's packed, so it's limited. So if you have any interest at all, please reach out to us immediately to see if we can kind of get you in there at all. But other than that, we will talk to you next week. Live life, do what makes you happy, and let the Disney vibes flow.
Find Disney vibes for all your vacation needs on the web at bookmdtravel.com.